So, I was going to go out and I wanted to go and watch the sunset over the Mediterranean because that would be cool. And then I was going to, while I was there, shoot the vlog out there. The My volume seemed okay, maybe just a little bit louder over the waves when I came back and I edited that video. So, I was going to try again, but couldn't do the sunset because of that. It was like that almost all day. But it wasn't all bad because there was some stuff going on at the little park. Some hotties doing a dance class with a whole bunch of guys just watching, and one of them actually getting up and joining in behind the instructor there. But anyway, uh, so I've been in Israel for a week now. I have learned that the driving here is way more aggressive than anything in the States, even you, California. Holy shit, I don't like driving here. It's just terrible. Um, but at least I'm in a rental, right? It's possible that I might stay longer, 2 or 3 weeks, but that's dependent on if I'm going to get overtime. I told them that I know that overtime is not approved right now for this project, but if I'm not going to get overtime, then you're just getting another 40 hours a week out of someone. That can be out of anyone. I offered to do it because there's someone who's scheduled to come here next month for a month to finish this project, and it's supposed to take 2 months. We were ahead of schedule day one when I was here, so we are absolutely going to get done earlier than that. We've been further ahead of schedule every day. I want to see this project through. I don't want someone to come in most of the way through the project and not know all of the things that I did, where I was on certain steps of things and so on, because I've been on the receiving end of that. I've been the guy that came in, and I don't want to do that. I didn't like that. It would save the company money because they wouldn't have to fly someone else out for a month. They also wouldn't have to board or pay for the room longer than it took for the project to get done. So it would save the company money in the end. So all it comes down to is, does my home location actually need me back? And am I going to get overtime? If I'm not going to get overtime, I will go home and work 40 hours a week, maybe more. So, and just be able to spend time with Exus and such. I'd rather work 40 hours there than here. I expected overtime when I got here. I'm not getting it. If that changes, we will see. So that's kind of where we're at. I have thoroughly impressed them, and that's great. I would just like to impress them for 2 to 4 hours a day longer and get a lot more done. So we'll see. I have eaten out a couple nights here. Same place. It's actually not that easy to get food here. Not that you can't go and buy it, but if you wanted to try to be really healthy, it's kind of difficult. Uh, a couple of the hotel rooms that I was at in the States didn't have one or both of the fridge or microwave, but I'm still used to it, so getting things and coming back and storing them and eating them later, not really doable, especially with the meats. Meats are also unusually difficult to find. You can go to a convenience store in the States and get hot dogs, jerky, whatever. They don't do that here. There's a grocery store that has a meat counter and a store that's all about meat, but it's all chilled or frozen, so I can't make any use out of that. So it's another problem to solve. At the moment, I'm just I'm scarfing down a bunch of eggs and tuna from the hotel breakfast, and then rushing to work, and then just having a snack at lunch. And so far, that's actually been just fine. So I don't want to go to the same restaurant and get a friggin' cheeseburger and it take an hour and a half every night. That's just not worth the time. Speaking of time, the more channel update aspect of this video, Exis and I were going back and forth over something that I kind of realized I needed to do, and that was figure out all of these things that I want to do. I have these interests and they're all over the place, and I need to figure out what to do with my time. And so it became useful for me to actually start to put everything down, to put it into a spreadsheet. It's not complicated. I don't have numbers on there or anything like that. It's just a list of things I want to do so that I can see all of these things side by side and realize that some things need more attention and some things can't get as much attention. So the big thing for me is something that's not going to appear as a surprise or revelation or anything like that to you guys at all, but in a way it did to me, and that is I need to realize that I need to commit to just being a once-a-week streamer. Now, that's not any sort of a surprise or anything like that to you guys, because throughout this summer you often wouldn't get any in the week, and lately when I've been at home I don't think I did 2 every weekend. Maybe I did, I don't know. So it's not like you guys get a lot of content out of me anyway. I'm not a daily streamer like I was before I quit trying to do that. So it's not really a big realization, but what I figured out, or what this changed for me, is something that's going to be very, very hard to explain, and that is I kept feeling like if I wasn't streaming every night while I'm here with apparently capable internet, that I need to work toward getting rid of whatever it is that's in the way of me doing that. And that kept me from doing a number of things, including streaming, but it kept me from doing a number of other things as well. If I kept focusing on, okay, how do I stream? I need to solve a bunch of problems to figure out how I'm going to get this done, and stream on one screen, which is something I'm very much not used to. Worry about the weird internet that's blocking certain things. If it blocks Steam, how can I play any of those games? The only console I brought with me was the Switch, and I did bring the capture card, but I was in the middle of Dragon Quest on the PS4. So even if I have it on the possibly not working Steam, I would have to play a lot to get to the point that I was to make a coherent continuation, and I don't necessarily have a Switch game that you guys would want to see. I brought the Switch so that I can just play, another thing that requires time. So it was just a whole bunch of these things that these problems I was trying to solve, trying to get the internet to be stable, trying to get it to work correctly to allow me to use Steam, instead of doing other things. And it was happening for nights. I would get frustrated, I would give up and do something else for a while, but then I would get right back to being blocked in a way. So if I commit to just streaming once a week, that means that every single other night I have other things to do. And what it will also possibly allow me to do, and this was a suggestion from Exis, it was a good one, and that was I can go back to maybe having a schedule. So in the States it would probably be a Saturday thing. Maybe not, maybe it'll be a Friday thing. Here I think I will just play it by ear every week. I'm not going to stream tonight. I'm not going to stream Saturday, so I will stream tomorrow. I'm going to try. It might be crappy. It might cut out a bunch, but I'm still going to try. And I will figure out a game. I will figure out something to play. And that's that. So that opens up time for me to do other things. And the main other thing that has to do with the channel is the VOD content. You guys have heard, if you can remember or not, or cared, about Project Dreamer way back in January, I think is when I first talked about that. And then Project Raider came about, I think, in June. Project Dreamer was rolled into Project Raider a little after it was created as a later aspect of it. But you guys have just heard about these projects, and you haven't seen anything of them yet. And I'm not even done. I'm not even close. So I need to commit daily to that because this channel needs content and this channel needs quality content. Streaming isn't it. Vlogs aren't it. They are, like I said, in either Discord or Twitter. They are raw content, and I can get away with being sloppier. But this VOD content, I'm very happy with what I am making, and I feel that it will be very strong. It will take time to get it to look good, but the final product will be impressive, I think. And borrowing something else from Exus, a window into my head, into how my brain works. So if I commit to doing that every day, that's going to help knock it out, and that's important because otherwise you don't get something done. It's 9 months after I first talked about these projects, and I've got a lot to do. So anything else? Just the last thing, maybe the channel will be something one day. It won't be because of the streams. So maybe the VOD content will be what pushes the channel into the spotlight. I do hope I get recognition from these videos that I'm going to do, this series that I'm going to do. So we'll see. I don't want to share anything more about them now. So, I mean, you guys will know them when you see them, when they go up. So, but I don't know. When I am in the stream, when you guys come say hi, ask me about them, keep pushing, post something in Discord, and I'll answer as specifically but still vague as I can. I don't know. But anyway, that's the update, guys. See you later.